Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, January 9th. Well, last Friday we talked about the possibility of low pressure developing along a frontal system along the East Coast. It looks like that scenario is playing out right now. A front came through the Mid-Atlantic region Saturday night, and it changed our weather from very mild on Saturday to just slightly above normal on Sunday. It dropped us some 15 degrees or so. We're now in a moderately cold air mass. Not at all like the bitter cold Arctic blast that we had the middle of last week, but still, temperatures are, for the most part, at or below freezing in the Mid-Atlantic region right now. And this low pressure will throw enough moisture back across the Mid-Atlantic to possibly cause some slick spots later on this afternoon and tonight. Even after precipitation ends, there can be some black ice developing late tonight as clearing skies develop and temperatures drop to near freezing by late tonight. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map. Here's that front that came through the region Saturday night. It drove all the way down the coast into the North Carolina coastal region, South Carolina coastal region, and now low pressure is developing along the front. And again, it's a weak low, doesn't have a heck of a lot of moisture with it, but when temperatures are this chilly, it can pose some problems, especially in the overnight hours. There can be a few slick spots developing as temperatures drop to near freezing. This low will ride up along the front and basically head in this fashion, east-northeast. And D.C., Philadelphia, New York will be on the northwest fringe of that precipitation, but enough precipitation could form in this region to cause a few slick spots in the overnight hours. Here's the latest radar loop. It's kind of a splotchy look to the precipitation pattern. Again, it's not a powerful storm with a lot of moisture, but there's enough moisture around and temperatures are close enough to freezing that we have to watch this. There's some precipitation already headed towards the Washington, D.C. area. They can get a mixed bag this afternoon, but for the most part, Philadelphia and New York and points to the south and east of the big cities of Philly and New York will hold off in terms of precipitation until early tonight. And again, even after the precipitation ends late tonight, there can be a few slick spots as temperatures drop to near freezing once clearing skies set in. There can be a little bit of accumulation anywhere in this region. Probably the best chance for an inch or so will be across interior South Jersey, as the indications are the greatest precipitation for this particular system will ride along over the D.C. region, over the Delaware, and across South Jersey, and then off the coast. But again, Philadelphia and New York will be right on the northwest part of this precipitation area, and there can be a few slick spots even in those big cities in the overnight hours. I thought I'd take a look at a couple different computer forecast models for this event. This is the RUC Rapid Update Cycle. It's a short-term model that actually puts out a precipitation forecast here for every hour over the next several hours. And I just wanted to focus on the green area here, or the precipitation from this particular model as it rides up along over D.C., over the Delmarva, into South Jersey. So this particular model is confining the precipitation for the most part south of the Mason-Dixon line. And that will be the general trend. However, I do believe there is a threat, especially just to the south and east of Philadelphia, and just to the south and east of New York, for example, Long Island, that enough precipitation could be thrown back into that region to form a few slick spots later on tonight. As far as the GFS is concerned, this is the latest global forecast system model run for this week event. It does throw back precipitation all the way into southeastern PA, and again, northern part of New Jersey, right across New York City, and to points south and east. Definitely, if you're in the far northern western suburbs of Philadelphia, for example, let's say Pottstown, you may get zero out of this. Far less chance of any precipitation compared to, let's say, South Philly. This particular system will move off the coast, and let's now take a look at tomorrow morning. This is the GFS for tomorrow morning, and by this time the precipitation is pretty much off the coast. Tomorrow should be a dry and milder day, temperatures approaching 50 degrees in many spots. Meanwhile, down to the southwest, a more impressive storm compared to this particular storm is developing. This will send some heavy rain up our way come Wednesday night into Thursday, and it'll pull up to our west and usher in a colder air mass for Friday. Friday begins a change in the overall pattern. We'll definitely be some 15 degrees colder on Friday compared to Thursday, and it looks like that cold weather pattern will remain for the next several weeks. In fact, right through the rest of the second half of January. Doesn't mean it'll be cold all the time, but it certainly looks like there'll be more and more sustained cold from Friday on through the second half of January. More on that later. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.